The horse is a living symbol of the historic and pioneer spirit of the Wild West. And there is an emotional connection to these animals. Nearly every civilization on the globe was built in some way upon the back of the horse. Our two species, human and equine, possess a unique relationship. While some special interest groups attempt to complicate that relationship, the truth remains very simple. Our responsibility is to provide a comfortable situation for domestic and feral horses from birth on to death, as we simultaneously protect Americans' ability to enjoy horses to the fullest, whether recreationally, economically, or both.
We're a nation of laws, not of warm, fuzzy feelings. So I think the activists should come out when these horses are starving to death. And when that horse gets to the point where it tips over and it lays there for usually over 24 hours, the ravens come by, they pick out the eye that's up, and then it takes about another 12 hours for that horse to die. Everything that is alive at some point is going to die. But do we want to starve things to death? I know I don't. I'd rather see things managed properly.
It's time to bring facts, reason, and a special perspective to an issue dominated by emotion. There are dire consequences of not effectively managing and controlling wild horses and burros. Vast suffering is occurring on the rangeland. Few sights are more tragic than malnourished or starved horses. They are scrounging for food and water. They are literally starving to death. When feed intake is decreased, the horse relies on its body stores of energy, muscle, and fat. It takes approximately 60 to 90 days of feed deprivation for a normal, healthy horse to lose its ability to remain standing. The way these animals are living is inhumane, and a viable solution needs to be put into practice.
Well, the horse will suffer because they virtually starve to death if somebody's not here to fix the water or put out supplement for them or, manage the land. But there comes a point where you can't manage anymore because there's just too many. And that's where we're at now. We're getting way too many Mustangs for the balance of the ecosystem that's here. So,
when Mother Nature takes a harvest, it's very harsh. And people don't want to see that. And I don't want to see that as a veterinarian. If that same situation were occurring with a privately owned horse down the road, someone would make a complaint to the county and there would be actual criminal charges brought against that person for starving a horse and not taking care of it. But yet we have literally thousands of horses that are out there at that same risk, and we don't seem to have a positive move in a direction to correct that.
Currently, the Bureau of Land Management estimates that there are 52,000 horses roaming freely on public land in the western United States. Some estimates suggest that there may be as many as 100,000. Rescues and sanctuaries are full, overwhelmed, and unable to accept the volume of horses that need a place to go. There are now 45,000 horses in holding facilities, and the BLM's horse budget has soared from $19.8 million in 2000 to $74.9 million in 2012.
Now, these horses are all going to live their life and they're going to die one way or another. I mean, that's a fact of life. And animal rights groups, I kind of applaud their efforts But they have become so arrogant, thinking that they're the only ones that care about the animals, when the ranchers really care more about animals than any of those people do. And but the numbers need to be managed and kept down at the appropriate levels so that the BLM's model of multiple use for everything can be sustained, and the range can sustain a suitable number of animals.
Academics have sounded a warning over the rising cost of America's federally managed wild horse and burro program, saying that captive Mustangs could cost the U.S. $1 billion over the next 17 years unless changes are made. The perception that these horses are thriving in the wild and roaming free is shockingly inaccurate. There's a very real problem with overpopulation, and thousands of horses are being abandoned to fend for themselves and starve in harsh environments on state, tribal, and private lands. Wild horses and burros have virtually no natural predators. Their herd populations grow at an average rate of 20% each year, and herd sizes can double in every 4 years. A humane end-of-life option for the excess equine population is a necessary part of our productive interaction with horses. The well-being of these animals should not be restricted by public policy, crafted on the basis of social or emotional argument. The time for action is now.